Hi students, good evening and welcome back to Chakravarthy E Classroom. So today we are going to discuss 4 questions from time and distance. Out of these 4 questions, first 2 questions I have taken as they are from the basic classes or basic classes, and last 2 questions have been sent by one student as a part of doubt clarifications, and I am going to explain those 2 questions also after first 2. The first 2 questions as it is I have taken from our basic session, basic classes in my regular course. Of course, I have already posted these questions in our Telegram channel today, and most of the students must have finished this one because I consider or categorize these questions as a little moderate questions, not even advanced, and of course not basic level, moderate level we will consider. And coming to the reasonable timing, each question must be done within 40 to 45 seconds. Okay, I am talking about those students who have been practicing vigorously. Alright, the beginners, don't worry about the timing. Every time I am telling you the same thing. Don't worry about the timing. Even if you take 2 to 3 minutes also, it doesn't matter. Okay, first get the accuracy, automatically you will get the speed in the due course of time. Okay, right, let's start these questions, students. But before going for this one, the first question, particularly to do this first question, not only first question, students, any question whatever it may be, first you learn the basics. Okay, you should get complete hold on the concept, whatever the chapter may be. If you have complete hold on that one, whatever the question may be, you can do by yourself within the stipulated time. I have been telling you the same thing. If you learn 1 or 2 shortcuts, then what happens? If the question is having some twists in the examination, unnecessarily you will be caught and you will be losing the marks there. So my advice is always learn from the basic level. Okay, anyway, why I am giving you that introduction, or why I am telling you this one, this question is based on the complete concept of time, speed and distance. If you know the clear, if you have the clear idea on time and distance chapter, this question can be done by you within a maximum of 30 seconds, that too without writing anything on the paper. You need not write anything. If you do not have the complete concept, again you need to use algebra or any other method to solve this question by writing something on the paper, right? See how we have to go for this one. To explain you, I'll write something on the paper. Quickly read the question. At the first reading only you have to understand everything. Okay, how they have given: Anshu and Bhavya started from Anshu's home at 7 a.m. to Bhavya's home, which is 42 kilometers away, on a straight road with the speeds of 5 and 7 kilometers per hour respectively. How many points are covered you see here? First they have given the speed, then the distance, then both started at the same time. Very important point, both started at the same time. Then after that what happened? Bhavya reached the destination, her home, and returned immediately on the same route and met Anshu at a point X. Then what is the distance between Anshu's home and X? A good question, not very advanced, but a good question. How to solve this one? See students, as I told you just now, you need not write anything on the paper, but to explain you, I'll explain this one with the help of a small diagram reflecting this data. What is the diagram? Simple, you just imagine in this way. This is Anshu's home here, okay, and this is Bhavya's home. The distance between these two they have given as 42 kilometers. Alright, now they have given both started at the same time, because both started at 7 a.m. Both started at the same time, Anshu and Bhavya. Anshu's speed is 5 kilometers per hour. Bhavya's speed is 7 kilometers per hour. And one more point they have given, that first Bhavya reached the destination and returned immediately. That means she had not stopped anywhere. So returned immediately and meet Anshu at point X, somewhere here, point X. So that means Anshu is also in the movement. Both have not stopped, not stopped in between. Overall students, the clue they have given like this: both started at the same time and traveled for the same time and met at the same time. Yes or no? Both started at the same time, not stopped anywhere, and stopped at the same time. That means both have traveled for the same time. That is the basic idea. I've given you while giving the complete concept in the basic sessions, you have to get the idea there first. Okay, now very clearly both traveled for the same time. Now students, how easily you can solve. First let me explain with the shortcut based on the concept. Then I'll give the clue to go with the long method using algebra. Of course that is not required for any beginner is there to understand that one. I'll give you. If you have the proper idea on the time and distance chapter, easily you can solve. What is that idea? So in a nutshell I'll give you, because I cannot give the complete concept in this class. Just in a nutshell I'll give you. If any beginner is there, you try to understand. Now tell me, what is the relationship among time, speed and distance? You tell me. 1 second, I'll just switch it off. Right. Now you tell me, what is the relationship among these three terms? I think most of you must be knowing this one. Always remember students, speed is inversely proportional to time when distance is constant, whereas speed is directly proportional to distance when time is constant. Here distance is same, it's a constant in the sense that is same, not even no need to take this one. Here we will use that. Okay, what do you mean by this one? Speed is inversely proportional to time means the more is the speed in an event, the more is the speed, the less time will be taken. Very simple. The less is the speed, more time will be taken. No need to explain this one in depth. Alright, this is the relationship between speed and time. Now, what is the relationship between speed and distance? Most of the students may not be knowing this one. Almost all the students who are having some idea on this chapter must be knowing this one. Okay, but here some students may not be knowing this one. Speed is directly proportional to distance when time is constant. I'm going to use this one to solve this question without writing anything on the paper. Okay, how is this one? Here when time is constant, time is same, the more speed you go, the more distance you are going to cover. Simple point. Okay, right. So keep this one in your mind. Let's start the question. Let us apply this one here to solve this question. Okay, right. Let me go for this one. I'm going to use the same thing, students, here. Now the speed ratio of Anshu and Bhavya is nothing but 5:7. Listen very carefully. 5:, this is the speed ratio. But observe students, already I have given you that point. Both started at the same time. They have not stopped anywhere and both stopped here at the same time. That means both have traveled for the same time. Time is constant. When time is constant, this speed ratio can be equalized to distance ratio. Very important point. If you know this concept, easy, not only this question, many questions can be solved. That is the reason why I focused on the basics in my regular course. Now you see this one, speed ratio can be taken as a distance ratio also because time is constant. Now I can say the distance ratio of Anshu and Bhavya is 5:7. 5:7. Now got the idea? What do you mean by distance ratio? This is 5:7. That means if Anshu travels for 5 kilometers, correspondingly this who is that Bhavya should travel for 7 kilometers. If the total distance is 7 plus 5, 12 kilometers, out of 12, Anshu must travel for 5 kilometers, whereas Bhavya should travel for 7 kilometers. Is this point clear for you? If it is clear, next thing is cakes walk for you. How is that? Now you see, they want us to find out the distance between Anshu's home and X. Now you tell me, students, think a little logically. In this event, both together, Anshu and Bhavya, both together traveled for how many kilometers? Why I am going for both travel for how many? Because in this ratio 7 plus 5, 12. 12 kilometers is the total distance traveled by both of them. This part is traveled by A, this part is traveled by B. For that reason I want the total distance. Okay, now you tell me, in this event total distance covered by both the girls is how many kilometers? Obviously 42 into 2, that is 84 kilometers. Yes or no? Have you understood how this is 84? If anybody has not understood, just listen here. 84, how is it 84? Here you see, first let us take Bhavya. How many kilometers Bhavya had travelled? Bhavya had travelled from here to here 42. Then she returned. So she travelled even this distance also, 42 plus some distance. Whereas in case of Anshu started here. And she covered only this distance. That means first of all Bhavya travelled 42 plus the distance covered by Anshu and Bhavya here. Anshu from here to here, again Bhavya from here to here, another 42. So 42 plus 42, that is 84 kilometers is the total distance. Yes or no? Now I am using that one. How is that? If I am using our favorite unitary method, if total distance travelled by them is 7 plus 5, 12 kilometers, Anshu travelled for 5 kilometers. Why I am taking only Anshus? Because they want us the distance from here to here only. Here to here, this is travelled by, of course, Bhavya here to here, again here to here. But Anshu travelled only from here to here. So if you can find out how much distance travelled by Anshu, that should be equal to the distance between Anshu's home and X. That is what exactly they want. Bit distance between Anshu's home and X they want. So that distance is travelled by Anshu. Of course, Bhavya travelled. That's the reason why she got 7 parts. I don't want that one because I need only from here to here. So if the total distance is 12 kilometers, Anshu had travelled for 5 kilometers. If the total distance is 84 kilometers, what is the share of Anshu? How simple this one. Do you need or do you require to write anything on the paper? Of course not. Directly you can do everything in your mind. If you want to write only this much, the picture you can write down on the paper, draw on the paper. Okay, now you see, if the total distance is 12, Anshu's share is 5. If the total distance is 84, what is Anshu's share? So that will be 84 by 12 into 5. That's it. So this is 7 times and 7 fives, 35 from here to here, 35 kilometers are there. This is how exactly you need to go for the question. Have you got the idea, students, right? How simple. If you know the concept, it is easy. They have given that this is Anshu's home, this is Bhavya's, both started here at the same time, stopped at the same time. When both started at the same time and stopped at the same time means a time taken by both of them is same. Both took the same time. Time is same. When time is equal, you can say that speed ratio can be equalized to distance ratio. If you know that point, this question is a cake's walk for you. If you do not know, you need to go for algebra or any other method. I am not degrading, I am not trying to show the other methods are inferior methods. It's not like that. But this is the best out of the best methods. Total 4 methods you can do this question using 4 methods. Okay, anyway, this is how exactly you need to go for. Answer is 35. If you want to go by algebra, now quickly I'll tell you, right? We shouldn't waste the time here. If you want to go by algebra, you take distance as x. Obviously, it will become 42 minus x. And the very same point here, that is, in both the cases, time is same. Time taken by Anshu equal to time taken by Bhavya. Based on this only, you have to frame an equation. Nothing is there. So, time is equal to distance by speed. Time is equal to distance by speed. In Anshu's case, distance is x by speed is 5 kilometers per hour. That must be equalized to distance travelled by Bhavya. Here you should be a little careful. Distance travelled by Bhavya from here to here, x. Okay, plus this one, 42 minus x. 42 minus x plus again this distance from here to here, x. 42 minus x plus 42 minus x. 42 minus x. Then divided by 7. Then you solve this one. You will get x is equal to 35. This is your answer. But instead of going for all these things, again cancelling this one, then 84 minus x, instead of doing all these things, if you know the concept, you can use easily, go for that. Not only this question, students, I am telling you, almost 80% of the questions in latest pattern nowadays, what they are giving in competitive exams, 80% of the questions can be solved very easily, any advanced question, if you have proper hold on the concept. I advise all of you to learn the concept first. Don't go by shortcuts in the examination. First learn the concept and you have to develop the shortcuts by yourself. By yourself. That is the right way of learning and of course right way of teaching also. Okay. Anyway, this is how exactly you need to go for the question. Now, let's go for the next question, students. Take the second one. Second one. It's also a simple question. But again the same thing. If you know the concept, it is very, very easy. Here, what exactly they have given? A person traveled a distance of 61 kilometers in 9 hours. Simple one. They have given the distance and the time. Followed by, he traveled partly, now you see, partly on foot at 4 kilometers per hour and partly on bicycle at 9 kilometers per hour. Then the question they are asking, the distance he traveled on bicycle is how much? I need to find out the distance. Now, see students here, this question can be solved very easily by using alligation concept. I have given the basics of alligation in my regular course of course. Only on alligation and mixture I have taken more than 8 hours lessons, so that any question you can solve from that one. And the beauty of that alligation method is that concept can be used while solving many questions in arithmetic. Many chapters you can use this shortcut. Alligation can be used as a shortcut method in many chapters. Example for that one is this question only. In time and distance also we can use alligation. But to go for alligation, students, you must have the basics. In my basic classes, regular course I have given, and even on YouTube also, you search for that one. Go to our channel Chakravarthy sir and go for mixture and alligation. Search for that, you will get the basic concept. I took almost for 20 to 30 minutes only basics. You can understand the complete concept. To apply alligation concept, I cannot teach you the complete concept, but I'll give you in a nutshell. You should have 2 equal parts. Okay, even for 3 parts also we can use alligation of course, and that too all should be of the same kind, and one should be lower value, one should be higher, and we should have the mean value. Okay, I'll just give you in a clear way. Suppose to use that one, first of all, the mean value should be there. This is the mean value. Okay, here we will take the lower value, here that is higher value. Then you will get the ratio. This is the concept of alligation. Basics, you please refer that video. Okay, but one thing is very important, that if you take suppose cost price here, okay, the lower value, it must be cost price, and the mean value must be cost price. That means all the 3 must be of the same kind to use that one. You cannot take one place cost price, one place selling price or profit, you cannot take. So here also, if you want to go for this one, I can use speed here. Suppose if you take speed here, here also it must be speed and it should be speed. Okay, and we will use one more technique also, the basic rule of alligation. What is this one? Suppose you start with the price here, price for example. In the basic session I have given you. Suppose you start with price, lower price, higher price, mean price. Then you will be ended here, the ratio you will get between quantity. If you start with price, you will get the ratio between quantities. First quantity is to second quantity. And here, if you start with the speed, remember students, many people do not know this technique. If you start with speed, you will end up in time, remember that, end up in time. I am going to use that technique. While using that one, you will understand this. Okay, right, let's go for this. How to use that one, I'll tell you here. Right, here I'll start with the 2 parts they have given. 2 parts, one is on foot and other one is on bicycle. Suppose this is on foot. Okay, speed is 4 kilometers per hour. Here I have taken speed, you see. Here also it must be speed. This is the lower speed comparatively, and on bicycle 9 kilometers per hour. Both are speed. Now mean value must be speed, and you will get the ratio between timing of foot and bicycle timing. How much time he traveled by foot, how much time he traveled on foot, and how much time he traveled on bicycle. That ratio you are going to get. When you start with speed, you will end up in time. If you start with price, you will end up in quantity. I have given total 5 parameters for that one. You refer in the basic class. Okay, right. This is 4 kilometers per hour, 9 kilometers per hour. Now, mean value is covered 61 kilometers in 9 hours. Distance and time, you will get speed. The speed is distance by time 61 by 9 kilometers per hour. Okay, now all the 3 are speed. Now go for this one. What's the basic rule here, students? The basic rule is that here the higher value minus mean value 61 by 9 is to mean value 61 by 9 minus higher value. I am doing this question with shortcut. If any student who is a beginner, you please watch the basic class of mixture and alligation. Okay, now just go for this. Anyway, this is 9 9s 81 minus 61 20 is to, I am not taking the denominator because in both the cases denominator is 9. Anyway, it is cancelled. Now it is 9 4s 36, 61 minus 36 is 25 over. Go over the shortest value, 4 is to 5. What do you mean this 4 is to 5? 4 is to 5 means this is the ratio of time, partly on foot, partly on bicycle. So this is the time he has taken on foot is to bicycle is 4 is to 5. Got the idea? Right, students. Now total number of hours he traveled 9. Out of these 9 hours, 4 hours are on foot and remaining 5 hours on bicycle. So incidentally it is matched there. Suppose the total time is instead of 9, it is suppose 20 hours or 25 hours. Suppose in that way, those 20 or 25 hours must be distributed with the ratio of 4 is to 5. But here incidentally 4 plus 5 is 9. That means the conclusion is that he traveled for 4 hours on foot, 5 hours on bicycle. Isn't it simple, students? Even without writing anything on the paper also, you can come to this conclusion. Need not write anything. So I got the ratio between foot and bicycle, and from that one 4 hours on foot, 5 hours on bicycle or by bicycle. Now the question is the distance traveled on bicycle, distance is equal to speed into time. On bicycle, speed is 9 kilometers per hour into time he traveled for 5 hours. So this is 45 kilometers is the final answer. How simple this one? Do you need to write anything on the paper? Frankly speaking, no. Provided you should have the complete concept. Now you see, students, alligation concept I am using for time and distance. How can you do that one? Only when you have the complete hold on alligation as well as time and distance. Only then you are able to do this one. Otherwise, you need to go by the other method using X, using algebra also you can do, but that takes ample of time. Go by this method. Got the clarity? Right. Go for the next question. This question, students, actually this question is sent by one of the students. I have taken as it is how he had sent. How is the question? It is based on the relative speed. If you know the concept of relative speed in a proper way, you need not write anything on the paper. I have given the relative speed concept in my regular course as well as on YouTube also. You go for time and distance lesson number 1 on YouTube, part 1 I think I have given long back. I have kept that one 4 years ago. You just search for that one, go to our YouTube channel, time and distance part 1 I think. You can get the relative speed concept also. Right. Now students, how they have given a bus left city X, okay, at 7 AM for city Y with a speed of 45 kilometers per hour. You can easily understand this. Another bus started from the same city X but after 3 hours, that is 10 a.m. for city Y with the speed of 60 kilometers per hour. Then how many kilometers from city X will the first bus meet the second? Will the not first bus, I'm sorry. Here actually it should be how many kilometers from city X will the second bus meet the first one? Will meet the first one on the way is the question. You please make a small correction in the, I have not seen this one, I have just taken the question how he has sent. Anyway, now let's go for this one. Here using relative speed concept, how simply you can solve this one. You see, I just explained this also with the help of a small diagram. Let's take in this way. This is city X. It's moving towards city Y, both the buses. First I am taking bus 1. What information they have given? It started at 7 a.m. with the speed of 45 kilometers per hour. Okay, then after that, second bus started here 3 hours after that one, that is 10 a.m. the second bus started with a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. Now the question is, when the second bus is going to catch the first one on the way is the question. We will use the relative speed concept. Okay, how is that one? Simple logic, students. Here, by the time second bus started at 10 a.m., first bus had covered some distance. This is bus 1. Okay, how much distance it has covered? It traveled for 3 hours. So that is 45 kilometers per hour into 3 hours. It traveled 120 plus 15, 135 kilometers. It already covered the first one. Now the second bus started here at 10 a.m. See students, in the basic concept of relative speed, I have explained it clearly. If any beginner is there, only for them, in a nutshell, I'll give you simple concept. You see, suppose if you imagine in this way, first bus is stopped here only. For example, I'm telling you, right? Actually, first bus is not stopped here. By the time second bus started here, first bus is traveled up to this point. Then it is in continuous movement towards place Y, city Y. It is not stopped here. Suppose the first bus is stopped here. When the second bus is going to catch, after how many hours, how much time it will take for the second one to catch the first one? If first one is stopped there only, that is in the stationary position, obviously this distance, okay, divided by speed of the second one. You will get the answer. Answer for what? In how many hours second bus is going to catch the first one. But students, the beginners particularly, the first bus is not stopped here. It is in the movement, continuous movement. For that reason, instead of dividing this 135, anyway 135 is the lead distance for the second one. Instead of dividing 135 with 60, you have to divide 135 with the relative speed of both the buses, because both are moving in the same direction with the different speeds. Yes or no? So for that reason, find out the relative speed. What's the relative speed here? Relative speed is nothing but speed of bus 2 minus speed of bus 1. In this type of questions, second object speed must be more than that of the first one. If second object speed is less than the first one, the second one can never catch the first one. Yes or no? Now here simply, this is 60 minus 45, 15 kilometers per hour. Right? What do you mean by 15 kilometers per hour? That means in every 1 hour, second bus is going to get 15 kilometers ahead of the first one if both started at the same time. Got the clarity? Both started at the same time. 60 kilometers per hour, 45 kilometers per hour. In 1 hour, second bus is going to get a lead of 15 kilometers over the first one in 1 hour. That is called the relative speed. Now you got the idea? But here already 135 kilometers lead is there for the first bus. So for the second bus, this 135 kilometers will become the lead distance. What is this lead distance? In the basic classes you see how that is called lead distance, I told you. Okay, now the target for second bus is 135 kilometers, of course. But it is not stopped here. It has to cover these 135 plus relatively this is also moving. For that reason, every hour the distance between second and the first bus is going to be reduced by 15 kilometers. For that reason, to find out in how many hours second bus is going to catch up the first one, you need to divide this distance by the relative speed. That's it. You will get the answer in terms of the hours. In how many hours second bus is going to catch the first one. Then I'll answer the final question here. Okay, so here 135 by 15 means 15 9 times. 9. So second bus is going to catch the first one in 9 hours. 9 hours after 10 o'clock. 9 hours after 10 o'clock. Second bus has to travel from this point from X for 9 hours. It should travel for 9 hours to catch the first one, which is also in the movement in the same direction. Now clearly second bus has to travel 9 hours at the rate of 60 kilometers per hour. Here you should not take this 15. Okay, 15 is the relative speed to calculate that. So this is 54 and 0 kilometers. Okay, now the question here is that how many kilometers from city X bus 2 can catch the first bus means 540 kilometers away from the first one. Hope you got the idea. See students, even this one also can be solved without writing anything on the paper. If you have proper idea of the concept. That is the reason why repeatedly I am reiterating that one. Always learn the concept from the basic level. Even if you know the concept also, again start that one. In my regular course I have given in a very systematic way students, so that my intention is that everybody should be doing the questions within the stipulated time. Okay, now go for the last question here. It's a good question. Even this is also sent by the same student. Okay, I have not even changed the numbers. They have given a rabbit pursued by a dog is 125 of her own leaps ahead of him. Okay, try to understand the wording properly. What's the meaning of this one? A rabbit is pursued by a dog, chased by a dog. And how much distance is there between dog and rabbit? By the time the dog started chasing, rabbit is already 125 of her own leaps ahead. Leap is nothing but jump. 125 of her own. That means rabbit's leaps. Rabbit is 125 jumps away of the dog. Then the dog started. Then while the rabbit takes 4 leaps, the comparison they have given you, say rabbit takes 4 leaps, then the dog takes only 3 jumps. Okay, rabbit is jumping for 4 times. During that same time, dog will jump for only 3 times. Here you must get a doubt. When the rabbit is taking 4 jumps, in the same time, dog is taking only 3 jumps. How the dog is going to chase the rabbit there? How is it going to catch that one? If the length of both the jumps, dogs and rabbits, are same, it can never catch that one. But the clarification they have given here. What is that one? Here, 1 leap rabbit goes 175 meters only, and dog's jump is equal to 1.75 meters, and the dog's is 2.75 meter. That means dog's jump is more than that of the rabbit. The comparison they have given, right? Then the question is, in how many leaps? Leap is nothing but jump, okay? In how many jumps will the dog overtake the rabbit is the question, or catch up, that one is the question. See students, if you have the proper idea of relative speed, easily you can solve the question. How to go for this one? See students, first you find out, otherwise with the help of small diagram I'll tell you. Suppose the dog is here, you take in this way, okay? The rabbit is somewhere here, it's a rabbit. By the time dog starts here, right? Already rabbit had covered 125 of her own leaps. So the distance between these two is 125 leaps of rabbit, not dog. 125 leaps. So already some lead distance is there for a dog. This is the challenge for a dog. Okay, but rabbit had not stopped here. Again it is going further, it's moving further. In this chase, first you need to find out what is the lead distance. Lead distance divided by relative speed. You will get the answer. In terms of jumps they are asking, we will change a little here. We will change a little, but basic concept is lead distance by relative speed. That means in a stipulated time, over the rabbit, how many jumps or how much distance dog is traveling. That is called the relative distance. Okay, from the relative speed, I found the distance. I'll explain you, don't worry. Clearly, we will go for this one. See students, from here, we can solve this question in total 3 methods. Okay, so all 3 are very good methods. I have explained in my basic classes all the 3 methods. But here, I'll go with one method which can be understandable by even the beginners also. In a simple way we go for it. Okay, the first thing how you need to do, first find out the distance between dog and rabbit. Dog started now. Imagine in this way. Rabbit is moving further. By the time dog starts, rabbit is somewhere here. What is the distance you take first? That will be lead distance for dog. Dog has to cover this distance. That's a challenge. The rabbit is not stopped here. Alright, it is moving. It's in movement only. Now, what is the distance? The distance is equal to 125 leaps into, per leap rabbit is traveling how much distance? Covering how much distance? 1.75 meters. Some value will come in meters. Keep it aside. Don't go for the simplification because anyway, we have to take this one for the further simplification. For that reason, keep it in this way. 125 into 1.75 meters. I got the lead distance. But remember one thing. Now I need to go by the relative speed. Relative speed. How is that one? See students, by taking 4 leaps, the rabbit is covering some distance. Okay, by taking 4 jumps, rabbit is covering some distance. That distance must be less than the distance covered by the dog by taking only 3 jumps. Only in that case, the dog can chase the rabbit. Otherwise, dog cannot chase the rabbit. You got my point, right? By taking 3 leaps, how much distance is travelled by dog must be more than that of the distance travelled by rabbit by taking 4 jumps. Right? If you take 3 jumps of dog and 4 jumps of rabbit as one set, by comparing these two, now you need to find out how much more distance the dog is covering in this process, because both are in the movement in the same direction. You register that one first. Simple technique. You will get relatively, rabbit is moving, dog is also moving. If you take 3 and 4 jumps as a set, in 3 jumps of dog, by taking 3 jumps while rabbit is in the movement, how much more distance is covering? You register that one. Then the question will be simple. Just go for this. Now here simply the dog's distance is 3 leaps into 2.75 meters minus the rabbit's 4 leaps into 2.75, right? Into 1.75. The simplification directly also you can do, because the difference is 2.75, 1.75. Directly you can do, but for the beginners, you see. Right? Now you register this one. How much is this one? This is 3 into 2, 6, and 3 into 75. What is 3 into 75? 75 into 2, 150. Then this is 2.25. So this is 6, 2.25, 8.25. 8.25 minus, this is 4 into 1, 4. Anyway, I am writing here 4 plus 4 into 7.5. 7.5 into 2 is, that is 150. 4 means 300. 300 means 3. 3 plus this is 4, that is 7. 7. So this is 7. Now it is 1.25. This one. What do you mean by 1.25? 1.25 means by taking 3 jumps, the dog is covering 1.25 meters ahead of a rabbit. That means by taking 3 jumps, every time when dog takes 3 jumps, the distance between dog and rabbit will be reduced by 1.25 meters. This is the crucial thing in this question. If you have sufficient amount of conceptual understanding and practice, you can do it very easily. Now you got the idea? On taking every 3 jumps, the dog will have 1.25 meter distance above that of the rabbit's distance. That means in every 3 jumps, the distance between dog and rabbit, both are in the moment, distance between dog and rabbit will be reduced by 1.25 meters. Okay, now you go for the final question. What is this one? In how many leaps will the dog overtake the rabbit? Okay, for a dog, to get 1.25 meters edge over the rabbit, it takes 3 leaps. Okay, now lead is this distance. Okay, to cover this, 1.25 into, not 1.25, 125 into 1.75 meters of distance, how many jumps dog should take? This is the beauty of unitary method. Now you got the idea? Here, to get 1.25 distance getting lesser between dog and rabbit, or to get 1.25 meter distance in the relative speed concept, dog takes 3 leaps. To get this distance covered, 125 into 1.75, dog should take how many leaps is the question. For the beginners, I am giving you this method, students. One more method is there by taking ratios, but it is very easy to understand. Now you got the clarity? Right. Just go for the simplification part. I am going for the simplification part just to reduce this one. Okay, it got completely selected. One second. Right. Just reduce this one. Now you see. Now here 1.25. So this is 125 into 1.75 divided by 1.25 into 3. This is my final answer. Actually, directly also you can come to this step, but the beginners, you understand this one. So here this is 25 5s, 125, 25 6, 25 7 times over. Now this is 5 into 25. So 7 3 is 21, 25 into 21. 25 into 21 means how many times it will be? 25 into 20 is 500 plus 25, 525. That's it. So 525 leaps should be taken by dog to catch the rabbit in this fashion. Hope you understood this one. Okay, I explained very slow students, very slow. Some students may be getting bored also. The advanced students, don't get bored. Increase the speed of the video because this class is for everybody. I have given the best method to solve this type of questions. No need to take any ratio, nothing is required. If you want to do in an advanced way, simply you can take the ratio here itself and go ahead. In my regular classes, I have given that method also. Hope you got the idea, students. This is how you need to go for that. I'll conclude the class here only. Try to practice as many questions as possible, and if anybody wants to join the foundation course, foundation means, again I'm telling you, not only basic questions, basic, moderate to advanced and very advanced level questions are there. Okay, if anybody wants to join, visit our website chakravarthysir.com. You can join from there. Thank you very much, students.